Welcome to the Old Computer Museum, and this is a Commodore 64 game called Lode Runner. So Lode Runner is a 1983 puzzle video game, and it was one of the very popular games for Commodore 64. It's the first game that actually had a level editor, which is something that was brand new at the time. So you can actually program, make your own levels, and that actually helped the game get really popular because it enabled there are lots of magazines that would actually hold contests as to who would do the best levels, for example. So 1983 by Brotherbund, which was another popular company for Commodore 64 games back in the 80s. It's available for the Apple II, for the VIC-20, Commodore 64, the PC Booter, ZX Spectrum, Atari XL, XE, Windows has a version, there's an iPod version, an iPhone, Macintosh, PlayStation Network, BBC Micro, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, Amstrad CPC, Atari Lynx. Lots and lots of versions were made throughout the 80s and 90s. There's even a version in the Xbox Live Arcade. So Windows Phone even has a version. So lots and lots of versions of this game. I believe I have an iPod Touch version on my iPod Touch. I couldn't, miss out on the game. So you're seeing here the demo, which is a gameplay of the game. Basically what happens is that you go through the levels, and it's really puzzle. So you go through the levels, and you got to avoid the little blue men, because if they touch you, you die. And the way it works is actually that you can avoid them. They're always following you wherever you are, so you can use the way the level looks at your own advantage to try and make them fall. And also you can dig. You have these little, I would say, these little bombs that dig holes in the bricks, so that you can actually do the little holes and imprison them, so that they are going to be there, but they won't be able to get to you. It starts out quite easy, and as the levels go, it's more and more complicated, and that's part of the fun of the game, is the fact that each level has its own difficulty. What made this game a little annoying is the fact that from what I see, you couldn't really save the game wherever you were. So if you die, you would actually have to start over all of the levels, and that would make it annoying if you were really far into the levels, because that meant that you had to do every level before you can continue on. Another little thing that would be interesting is that some of the little blue men actually took those little white bricks that you need to continue in the game, so you had to actually imprison them a little bit so that you can get the little white bricks that the blue man would sometimes steal from the level. So you see here different levels. It's a really interesting game. If you like puzzles, if you like figuring out how to go through levels, this game is for you. One of the best, I would say this is really one of the top 10 puzzle games ever made for the Commodore 64. And I would say overall some of the best. So here I'll play level 1 to show you. Not a lot of sounds in this game. It's pretty quiet. An interesting feature, the way that the level starts is like a James Bond theme, where you have this little circle that actually the little circle that goes up and down, as you see here. When you die, the circle closes the level. That was very original also at the time. Soundtrack is almost inexistent, apart from the noise made by picking up bricks and making little holes. There weren't much going on here in terms of no music, nothing at all. Only basically sound effects. You see here, you can make the little blue men fall. Once you master the way you kind of move around depending on where you are, that's how you understand how to avoid them at a certain point. So Lode Runner for the Commodore 64, it's one of those first great games that was available from 1983. This game has a lot of levels, and as you see, the level states at 3 numbers, which basically means that there were more than 100 levels, and apparently there are 150 levels in the game. So as you go through 150 levels that increase in difficulty slowly, so you gotta really think about how you're going to pretty much play the game. And you can imprison the little blue man, as you see here. There's no time limit on a level, so you can actually go through the level and take the time that you need to complete it. The only problem with the level in the gameplay is really pretty much figuring out how to complete the level without getting caught. So Lode Runner for Commodore 64, I would give a score of 9.5 out of 10 on this game because it's very original, it's very nice, the number of levels incredible, the level editor, which lets you make your own levels, is also something noteworthy because it was really one of the first times you can actually make levels and edit levels and create your own levels, which was pretty nice and actually gives this game pretty much a endless possibility, because it means that if you stumble upon people that have actually created levels, you basically can have hundreds and hundreds of new levels in this game. So very original for the time, and one of the games that I played a lot when I was young also. Spent many afternoons trying to figure out different levels. So there are very, by the way, advanced levels, because I was saying that there's no time limit. It's not entirely true, because there are levels where there is a time limit to actually go through the game. So if you're in a very advanced level, sometimes it will let you go through the game, but with a time limit. So great game if you want to play it for the Commodore 64. Available as a 1-disc D64 on the internet. Lode Runner for Commodore 64 by Brotherbund. If you enjoy our reviews and our old games, looking at old games and emulation stuff, well, please subscribe to our channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. And If you have any comments, questions on what you've seen, let us know. It's always fun to have comments. Lots of very positive comments, people enjoy watching these old games, and they remember, if you remember playing this game when you were young, have this little story about it, hey, let us know. It was always fun to see. So by subscribing to our channel, you will actually be informed when new videos are online, and we try to put as many videos as possible every week. It's not always easy, but we try to really do our best. And take a look. We have real machines like the Amiga 500, the Atari ST. We have emulation stuff like this Commodore 64, which is in Vice 64, which is a Windows emulator, also available for Mac. And this is Vice on Windows 7, so it works really well. Great emulator for if you want to play those good old Commodore games. And take a look, of course, at everything we have. We have lots of stuff coming up, and lots of stuff are happening right now. So this is a great channel to be if you like really old. So thanks for watching, and hope you come back to the Old Computer Museum channel. Bye bye.